or anything, but honestly, it sucks when for the rest of your life you have to invite someone you don't want to. Okay, wait. Okay. Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is the Reddit Mess, where I read a bunch of Reddit stories. I give a haha kiki moment, my unsolicited advice, I give my opinion, and of course, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Yay! Okay, so as we know, I've just been doing like a little holiday special for Christmas time, yeah, all that festivities, all that great stuff, right? So the first post is, am I the asshole? That's a subreddit, and the question is, am I the asshole for uninviting my boyfriend to Christmas? Let's see. I am a 39 female, have been dating my boyfriend, 51 male, for about 2 years now. We live separately but see each other almost every day. I have kids, girls age 18 and 13. My boyfriend does not. He had a marriage and a long-term relationship before me, both women who had kids, and he helped raise them. Okay, so with that said, he has been lightly pushing for the relationship to progress, so I bought him a stocking and an ornament to hang at my house. We've also discussed cohabitation. Jesus, that was too much. That was just too much, Lord. Ooh. Last night we were together and he said something about wanting to watch the football game on Christmas. Fine, not a problem. Then he added something in about how children are to be seen and not heard during this time. Not funny. Especially because she has girls. Yeah, pause on the phone. I feel like that's very alarming, especially because she already specifically said that she has girls. So is he really saying that for children, or does he mean that in a way for women? You get what I'm trying to say? They're girls. And I feel like a lot of the time, the misogyny, especially of men, you have a lot of men that just want a woman just to be there, just to be seen and not heard. So the fact that he's saying that to a 13-year-old and an 18-year-old, that's still like an impressionable age at that, 13, 18. For a man to comment and say that to a young woman, definitely a red flag. So yes, it's not funny. But anyways, I asked when my kids have ever been disruptive, and he admitted that they never have. He was just saying. We left it awkward like that for the rest of the day. Evening came, we had a few drinks, and the football came up again. This time he added that the kids can play in my 13-year-old's room, and there will be no SpongeBob on the TV this year, just the game. So now I'm done at this point, and I asked him if he realized whose home he's going to be a guest in. He responded by saying that he could always go to his place and watch football. I told him that I thought that sounded like a good idea, and he added in that he'd been keeping the groceries he bought for us. I'm sorry, hold on. I told him I thought that sounded like a good idea, and he added in that he'd be keeping the groceries that he bought for us for Christmas this year. Oh, the audacity. Oh my gosh. My girls and I could eat ravioli from a can and still have a lovely holiday. I let him know this, and he expressed regret in trying to progress things. At this point, I almost don't want him around my kids at all. I suggested he stay at home this year for Christmas and offered to exchange the gifts we bought each other for some other day. Girl, bump them gifts. If you don't sit there and cancel that man out, the hell? I'm sorry. I already can see someone in the comments talking about, you talk too much. Girl, I don't care. Boy, I don't care. Whatever. Anyways, at this point in time, he's done too much. He's done way too much. He's already getting comfortable. And girl, the only thing you did was just put a stocking up. You put a stocking up, and he's already acting like he runs the show. He's already acting like he is the parent of your children. He's already telling young woman, be seen and not heard. There will be no SpongeBob this year. Can you imagine if she actually did let this man run amok in the household? Like how uncomfortable her own girls would be in the house that they've been living in for years? And the fact that he's being so petty as to say, oh yeah, that food that I bought you, yeah, I'm taking that back for Christmas. I'm sorry. Like, is that, babe, bump gift exchange. have him keep his little gifts, keep the little food. He can have a little merry little Christmas at his home. And like you said, you and your girls, y'all can enjoy a ravioli can for Christmas and leave it the hell alone. But getting back into it, I'm standing firm on this. He isn't happy. We haven't had time to sit down and discuss exactly why he's upset, but I'm getting this feeling that he thinks I'm the butthole here in this situation. I don't think I should be I don't think I should budge. If anything, I'm extra pissed for laying awake all night having anxiety over this nonsense. 2 years in and he has to dump a bucket of red flags on my Christmas spirit? Not okay. Girl, not okay. Exactly. Point made. Exactly. No. Like, I'm actually very curious. Like you said, you've been with this man for 2 years. So 2 years, you've never seen any red flags, or is this just like the first where it's like, or is this like bombs that he's dropping? Like they're just so big that you just can't ignore it. Because if he has been playing the game for 2 years and you just did not peep it at all, oh, he's good. He's good. But no, babe, you're not the asshole. No. No. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, but no. Oh, my bad. She does go on to say, she then goes on to say, this is not normal behavior for this man. He has never been like this before. Usually he is mellow and kind. He cooks, he cleans, he treats me like an equal. The Archie Bunker crap is new. Okay, so again, that brings me back to my statement. This man has been holding on for 2 years. 2 years playing the game. 2 years of keeping the nice guy act up. And he drops this shit on her now. Ooh, he got slick with it. Let me know what y'all think. The next subreddit is, am I the asshole for getting my sister's upcoming marriage canceled? My sister has been dating this guy for almost 1.5 years now, and he recently proposed. His family is really highbrow and through this massive engagement with all their extended relatives to celebrate their upcoming marriage. My sister really wanted me to come, especially given that I'm the only family she has left. And I was more than willing to, but her fiance's family is very conservative, especially socially. So she asked that I don't bring my wife, as I'm in a gay relationship. I did kind of blow up saying I shouldn't have to go back in the closet to appease bigots. Later, I decided she's my sister and I want to support her because I know how hard this world would be for her alone. So I told her I would go without my wife. Then she said that also includes me not mentioning I'm gay while I'm there. And after a bit of pushback, I told her I won't bring it up. Okay, that's a lot. That's a whole lot of just to appease someone else's family. Like, your sister is the only person that you have left, and yet you have like a bunch of rules and obligations for your sister to show up and be around these people. That she's not marrying them. You are. Honestly, I wouldn't feel comfortable. Like, I personally would not feel comfortable marrying into a family that would not accept my only family, my loved one, that happens to be in a same-sex relationship. Like, I would not feel comfortable with it. Okay, pause on the phone. As someone who has a sister that's a lesbian, I would not feel comfortable asking my sister, the only person that I had left, if this was the scenario here, if she was the only person that I have left, to come and dim herself down, dim her light down, just to appease someone that I'm getting ready to marry. Honestly, if I have to do all that just to marry into someone's family, I don't want it. I would never feel comfortable asking my sister, yeah, can you please show up? But hey, like, please don't mention your wife. I know you love her. I love her too, but please don't mention her. And please don't bring up that you're gay. Please don't. Can you imagine like how she really must feel? Like the fact that her sister in the scenario was willing to still show up for her sister and still not bring up her wife and still not mention that she's gay, it just shows like how much she really loves her sister. And it sucks that it's not being reciprocated, in this story. But let's go ahead and get into it. So anyways, the party was going well when I was talking to one of her fiance's relatives. He asked if I had a boyfriend. I said no, because I don't. He then went on about how fantastic his son is and how well we would get along. And I said, no, thank you. He told me a young woman like myself shouldn't be single. I then told him I am not single and I don't appreciate his assistance. He called me a liar because I said I don't have a boyfriend. Then I said I don't have a wife. And he basically said, your sister never mentioned she was related to someone like that. Ooh, am now finding out her fiance's family is calling off the wedding because of me. And she told me I should have just stuck to what we agreed. I said she shouldn't want to marry a man like that. And what if her child was gay or trans? Would you just tell them to hide that from their family and his family too? She told me it's not my place to tell her who is or who isn't right for her. I feel really bad because she feels bad, but I know that guy wasn't a good person. Though maybe she is right, and that wasn't my call to make. And if I was going to tell people, I shouldn't have gone. So am I the butthole? So honestly, no. The poster here, she's not the butthole. If anything, her sister is the butthole. Because how can you ask your loved one who is openly gay, who is married to a woman, how can you ask your loved one to show up to support you and dim their light, like dim who they are? You know, although the sister may be mad if the wedding is canceled, honestly, I guarantee later on in life, she's gonna look back and be like, you know what, thank God, like I dodged a bullet, because that is true. Like, you can accept your sister, and I'm sure you'll be able to accept your, you know, your children. Like, what if your children, your sister was right, what if your children happen to be gay or trans? You know, what then? What then? What are you going to do? You're going to want your family that you married into to be very accepting of that. How you're going to want your husband. You're going to want your husband to be very accepting of that. And honestly, if the family is the one that's calling the shots and her fiance could not speak up and be like, no, this is the woman that I love, this is the person that I'm going to marry. If he couldn't speak up for you, babe, that's not the one for you. That's not the one for you. Why would you want to be with someone that's not going to fight for you? Really think about that. Why would you want to be with someone that's not going to fight for you? Why would you want to be with someone that would not accept if you guys have kids if they happen to be gay? Why would you want to be with someone like that? Ask yourself that. So no, she's not the butthole here. And yes, her sister may be mad now, but I guarantee later on in life she's going to look back and thank her sister for doing that. So okay, this is going to be the last subreddit and then we're going to cancel out. So the subreddit is, am I the asshole for getting mad at my mom for refusing to let my wife host a single holiday? I've been married for 6 years and my wife and my mom have never really gotten along. I don't think my mom is awful, but they just don't vibe and they avoid each other if they can. I would describe the relationship as frosty. My mom does not respect our boundaries and doesn't undermine us as parents. She just keeps a pretty big distance and doesn't interact much. Oh, my mom does respect our boundaries and doesn't undermine us as parents. She just keeps a pretty big distance and doesn't interact much. My mom hosts all holidays at her house, as does my mother-in-law. My wife and I rotate which family we celebrate with, and my mom is cool, and that, my mom is cool with that and has never pressured us to go to her house. Recently, my wife has expressed that she wants to turn to host, and she feels like since we have kids, 4 and 2, that the mom should hand it over to her. She talked to her mom, who was very sad, but agreed to let my wife have one holiday. I talked to my mom since we both do the communication with our own family, and my mom said no. I gave my wife reasons. Number 1, we have young kids. Number 2, we have our own house and our little family, and it's exciting for my wife. My mom got 20 plus years of hosting. My mom said no again. She said if we don't want to come over, we don't have to, but she will not be coming to our house. She said we can invite my side of the family, but she honestly thinks that would be an asshole thing to do. I asked if she really was willing to give up her holiday with her grandkids, and she said yes. Damn. Ooh, she really does not like her daughter-in-law. She really does not like her daughter-in-law, and that's sad. That's sad that she does not like her daughter-in-law that much that she is willing to forego seeing her grandkids. I'm sorry, I just had to say that. Okay, getting back into it. I did get frustrated and call her selfish. The conversation ended with my mom yelling at me that I'm a hypocrite and she feels like I expect her to care about my wife more than she is obligated to. I asked around and none of my relatives are willing to come. Ooh. But my sister did yell at me and said I'm a bad son and I'm disrespectful for thinking our mom should give up something she cares about. I work for my stepdad's company and he's currently not talking to me. Ooh. And I guess my whole extended family is talking bad about me and they are offended that I thought they would come to my house. Okay. No. So point blank period in the third, no. The original poster here is not, he's not the butthole. Honestly, I feel like he should have just done something. If his wife really wanted to do it that badly, I just feel like the way things are, I don't know. Okay. This is hard. This is really hard. I don't feel like he's the butthole, But I feel like the son, especially if this has been years ongoing where like he knows that his mother does not like his wife, he should have just left that alone. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? He should have just left that alone and just let his mom be his mom. I mean, he even said it himself, like, she's not disrespectful, she's just indifferent. She just does not care. Like, it's almost like out of sight, out of mind, that type of thing. So if his wife really wanted to like host Christmas and have like her own thing, especially because they have minor kids, then honestly she should have just asked her mom if she wanted to come. No, matter of fact, I think, he did the right thing. He did the right thing by extending the olive branch. Well, he should have just extended the olive branch. That's really what it should have been. He really should have just extended the olive branch to his mom and just said, "Hey, like, my wife really wants to like host. Would you want to come over?" She would have said no. That would have been the end of it. But at the very least, he would have asked. So honestly, I feel like he shouldn't even bother the rest of the family, because it seems like his mom is like the head honcho here. She's the mean girl out of the group. So he should have just left the rest of the family alone and just had something exclusive with his wife, his mother-in-law, and his babies. Let me know what y'all think. But that's my opinion on the situation.